Well guys, it's August 29th and Collins and I are down at the River Bottom Farm. It's a familiar piece that I actually did a lot of hunting on last year. If you guys can recall, Max actually harvested his last day of the season archery buck. And then I actually harvested my late season muzzleloader buck down here as well. But we're actually on the creek that sits right on the food plot that Max harvested that buck on. And what we're doing here today is actually trying to draw some of this water from the creek and put it onto the food plot. The past 4 weeks, we really haven't gotten an inch, not even maybe 3/10 is all we've gotten here in the last few weeks. And Collins and I devised a new way to pump water from the creek to the food plot. This pump actually does cost about 250 bucks. And then all the other money that goes into this would be for gas and hose to get it to your food plot, and maybe a sprinkler as well. But I'm gonna get this put in the food plot. We're gonna start pumping water onto the plot today. We're gonna check some cutty backs. I actually just bought a cell camera too, so we're gonna hook all these cutty links up to the cell camera, and there should be some new familiar faces as well that we should be able to show you guys today as well. So follow along with us. It should be a fun-filled day. Farming. Well, that about wraps it up for today. We got everything that we wanted to do accomplished. As we're talking right now, we're actually still watering the food plot, but a few familiar faces actually did show up on the farm this week, and that's Tripod. It's a 3-legged deer. I only had a handful of encounters of them last year, but I did video them quite a bit. Had a lot of trail cam pictures of them, so that's definitely a deer that hopefully we can get a better look at.
So far, I've actually had Tripod come out of the food plot, chasing the doe right in front of me about 80 to 100 yards. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure he'll be on that doe for quite some time. It did look like she was hot.
Well, welcome back to Midwest Whitetail. We're here after this deer I've never heard of before. It's supposed to be a pretty nice buck. Hopefully we can drop him on the ground. And busy day today. Had to work with hogs, and thankful I could come out here with Kaleb and Casey and hunt for a little bit. So that's about it.
Hopefully tonight's the night. We'll see what happens. Where is he? Okay, yup. Okay, I'll tell you when, buddy. I'll tell you when. What are they doing? What? Another straight one. Is he in the field yet?
No. He's gonna break that opening. Oh, fuck, he's running. They're going crazy.
Welcome back, guys. It's the final show of the 2020 season, and it's crazy to think that we're already to this point. But that being said, it's another good one. As you can probably tell from the beginning segment, this first part is going to be a successful hunt from Kaleb Greiner. He caught up to a buck that he's got quite a few years of history with, and it ended in a really unique way. So we hope you enjoy that one. And then following that, we're going to go right into the 2020 season highlight. As you can probably guess, it's been our best year to date. We're very excited to bring it to you, and we're gonna waste no more time jumping to Kaleb's hunt, and we'll catch up with you at the end of the highlight.
All right, guys. January 7th. Hopefully today is the day. I'm back down at the River Bottom Farm, and if you guys have been following along, it's been an absolute struggle in late season this year. We've been given some pretty tough conditions as far as weather goes. We've gotten snow, we've gotten ice, and it's made it so these deer are actually having a really tough time getting down to food and getting down to these turnips that I'm hunting over right now. But I'm in here after 2 targets today, and that's the old 10 and Tripod. And boy, would I be tickled if I got either of these bucks to come in today. I've been waiting to close the chapter on either one of them, and hopefully tonight is that night. I've got all the gear packed up on my back. Got about a half-mile walk to get where I need to be. I'm about halfway there. I just peeked over this hill and there's a couple deer that are actually right on the edge of the food plot right now. And the reason that I'm actually wearing this snow camo and the reason my gun is still in the case is because I knew I was probably gonna have to crawl a good chunk of this way. So once I get to where I'm at, I'll take the snow camo off and obviously get the gun out in position and whatnot, but now comes the fun part. That's tripod. Oh, he just shedded one of his antlers. Oh, guys. I've been hunting that deer. I've been hunting that deer for 4 years. Yes! Oh. God is good. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm speechless. I gotta call Collins. I gotta call Collins and Casey and Josh. I gotta call the boys. He's down in the field.
Dude, seriously?
Yeah, he shedded one of his big side. Like right after I shot him, but he's dead in the field.
No, he's like,
I am so pumped right now. I did not think I was gonna get that deer today because he's dead in the field. Oh, he's a giant, dude. He's a giant.
all right, hey, I'm picking up Cooper right now. I'm walking him down.
All right, let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, brother. I'll see you soon. All right, guys, here we are. It's the morning after, and emotions are still very high. I'm still absolutely shocked that I harvested this buck, let alone just saw this buck last night. But I just want to talk about a little history that I've had with this deer. It actually starts all the way back to 2018 when Collins and I and a buddy, we were actually on this farm, but down at the river, and I actually caught a glimpse of this deer, and I noticed that he had 3 legs, and I noticed that it was bleeding, this leg obviously, and it was very, very recent wound. So going into the 2019-2020 season, I wanted to make sure that I made a few changes on this farm to try and find this deer. So carved out this area, put about 3 acres of Big and BC on it, and instead of coming to check my cameras every day, I utilized the Cuddy Link system. That way I didn't have to come all the way back here, because as you guys can tell, this isn't a very big timber whatsoever. It's basically just a few fingers and a few draws, and what this is basically just a destination food for all these deer that are staying down on the river bottom. And anyways, I actually caught him on the cameras a few times that year, and every time I got a picture of him, I was like mesmerized, because this deer would very, very seldomly come around. And I believe I encountered him on November 1st in that 2019 season. And I noticed he was still getting around just fine, but he still had that bad limp, obviously, and he actually got a little bigger than he was the year before on that one side, and I could tell that other side was really junky. And I was just fascinated with the deer. If he ever gave me an opportunity, of course I was gonna take it, but I just never got the opportunity. Going into this season, into the 2020-2021 season, Tripod was my number 2 deer on this farm. And I wanted to find him in the worst way possible. I actually got a text in shed season in March from the neighbor that I'm very close with, and he actually found Tripod's shed, and I was ecstatic. So I started running cameras, trying to find this deer. Never showed up, ever. All the way until, I believe, it was when Casey and I were checking cameras in the summer. And as soon as I got a picture of him, I knew I had to make a big change. I knew his core area was probably down at that river bottom, and I knew that if I was probably gonna kill this deer, it was probably gonna be in late season. But I couldn't be happier with this deer, you guys. It's 3 years of history that I have with Tripod. This is actually the first deer that I have ever harvested that I've been hunting for multiple years. You know, it's a very unique deer, only having 3 legs and being a deer of this caliber, antler size and whatnot, but I'm still shocked, as I said, you guys. I couldn't be more tickled, and a huge thank you to Casey, to Collins and Josh, and my family for just helping me stay persistent and not giving up, and just giving me words of wisdom throughout the whole thing. And you know, I've been blessed this year, you guys. We have had, Collins, I, and Casey have had the best season ever. We've harvested 7 beautiful deer, all on film, and we've actually gotten Casey her first deer this year. We got Donovan his first buck. We got Garrett his first buck as well. I mean, just a stellar season, and God is good, you guys. I mean, I couldn't be happier and more thankful for his creation and letting me do what I love every day.
This is rare and awesome, right? Clear sunny skies with all the ice.
Oh yeah.
I just made the whole day worth it.
I got the recurve with me this morning, hoping to get my first kill with it. Never seen this. Are you kidding me? It definitely looks like we should be deer hunting rather than turkey hunting. We're currently in a winter storm warning, and it's going to be snowing all day. Great morning to be out in the turkey woods. Something I'm never going to forget. Turkey hunting in the snow, something I've never done, and couldn't ask for anything better.
All right, here we go. Another season about to kick off, where I'm doing work today, targeting that deer that I targeted last year, the Big 10 with the kicker that I hunted on the ground quite a bit for. He is back and alive. I just recently got pictures of him.
And I'm really looking forward to how this is going to turn out. This is going to set up super well for bow hunting. It's a long, skinny 1 acre plot that you can shoot across. I've got a great big cherry tree in the fence line. I'm going to predict that I'm going to shoot one of my bucks out of this tree here.
I also just got permission on a really nice river farm. Cooper and I actually shed hunted this last spring and found a really nice shed, so hopefully we can catch up to that deer. Really looking forward to this farm. It should be a really awesome rut farm. It sets up great. We have good access.
Right over my right shoulder, this is that tree stand. And you know, there's just something that, I don't don't know, this feels like it's gonna be the spot that it happens. You know, for late permission piece, couldn't be more thankful to be standing here right now. Very excited for October 1st, man. Cannot stress that enough.
Giant. There's no other word to use it. He's a giant.
Hey, thanks for the advice on where to cross, Josh. Much appreciated. Just hoping to kill a good mature buck to get the season started off on the right foot. This is my first buck in velvet, and I think we caught him probably on the final day that he was going to be in velvet. Couldn't be happier, man. What a cool deer, and I still can't believe that it happened this way. This is not how it's supposed to happen. You don't come to a new state, new property, all this, and kill on the first night. Man, I hope 2020 is the season of a lifetime.
Take your time. Take a deep breath.
Oh my God, dude! That is a giant for your first deer. Give me. Oh, dude, I'm so proud of you. There's deer, dude. There's bucks everywhere tonight.
To shoot 2 mature bucks on opening night, get these kids some success is just something that is going to go a long way. It's going to hit home on the memory book, and I'm looking forward to seeing the season progress.
I'm nervous. I mean, I won't lie to you. I've never felt like this on October 1st. You're normally excited, but very rarely do you have the chance to go in and kill a really big deer, and even a really big deer is still in full velvet. So, and man, I'm very excited to get in, and hopefully by the time we leave, we got a tag punch on opening day.
Dude, he's in full velvet.
Man, I love my team. I love my friends. That's awesome, man.
It's Thursday, October 15th. We're back in the cherry tree set after Turkey Foot. We've had a 30-degree drop since yesterday. He was actually here yesterday morning, right here on this scrape under the tree. Dude, just like that. October 15th. Mid-October. Let's talk about the October lull. That's the Turkey Foot 10. And I 10-ringed him here right at 18 yards. I am pumped. It's been a while since I've shot a good buck in mid-October.
All right, it's the afternoon of October 18th, and Grant and I are settled in. Grant is actually in the hot seat tonight, and I'm behind the camera. Fingers crossed it's going to be a good night, and we'll get Grant a buck on the ground by the time it's over.
Believe that the Bob story is over. I'm at a loss for words. I can't even. I've been waiting for that moment for so long. He's a brute. I feel like we spent so much time talking about Bob. No doubt the biggest body deer I've ever killed, no doubt.
Good afternoon. It is October the 22nd today, and this is actually the same farm that Grant had the encounter back in early October with that big 10. Actually, unfortunately, pretty warm tonight. It's almost 80 degrees. Tonight with the weather, we're not too terribly hopeful. Doing what we do, filming and editing, it's been an absolute dream. I mean, I moved from Georgia to chase this passion, desire I have, and man, am I sure glad I did.
Today is the afternoon of October 29th. We've decided to come to the river bottom farm here. We had a little high pressure system kind of move in. This is our second time ever hunting this farm, so we're gonna settle in and hopefully before long the deer start moving. Is he down?
I guess I can't. I don't even know what to say, man. It's just, this is what you wait all season for, a deer like this. and to share it with the boys is pretty special.
We have a perfect wind, deer funneling out of this bedding area. We're gonna settle in here. We're looking for Curly Brow to pop out. He was here a couple of nights ago. We're excited. We're ready to get it done. I can't believe that. He came in, postured on that other deer, made a scrape over there, eased out there. Oh my gosh. I can't say anything. I've never even seen a deer that big. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, man. Iowa, baby. No place like it.
Good morning. Today is November 11th. It's Veterans Day. And we're just thankful for people that have served in armed services, men and women that provided the freedoms that we have.
We're gonna get a tag on this brute, get him cleaned up, and definitely excited that it ended up this way.
I couldn't be more tickled with this deer, and just the fact that Collins, Josh, and I are all tagged out. I mean, this is a first for us. I mean, I've been joking this entire year. I mean, before this season even started, that this is going to be the best season ever, boys. Just you wait.
This deer wasn't going to go down without a fight, and he definitely did not. This deer is 7.5 years old at least. He is unbelievably tough, and I am beyond grateful that I get to wrap my tag around this deer. This will not be a hunt that I ever forget.
Well, happy Thanksgiving. A lot to be thankful for on this day with family and friends and this guy right here. A lot of luck involved, and I'm just humbled that it worked out like this and grateful that.
Wow. Wow. I had no idea.
He was a 15. He was a 15 yards. Oh my God. Are you on it?
What a great way to conclude our 5-day hunt down here at my buddy's place in Louisiana. Late muzzleloader season opens up tomorrow, and the wife and kids have been patiently waiting, and I'm excited to get out with them. We've got lots of tags to fill and 3 weeks to do it.
5.5-year-old, we have an absolute ton of history with. Anytime you'd go to hunt that property, you'd almost expect to see this deer. He's always a magnet no matter where you hunt. So overall, just a fun hunt, one that I really enjoyed. Late season's not over, like I mentioned. I still have 2 tags, and hopefully can get at least one more buck on the ground.
Oh, you smoked him. You made a great shot, Artie.
Watching nature and being with my husband and just enjoying some time with each other. Clearly our girls are picking up on this. Anna Catherine is like really excited. She wanted to come tonight. I'm very excited to be able to get this mature buck, and I'm excited to see what the girls and our boys have to say when we come home tonight.
Yes!
You did it now.
I am so excited because I just went to shoot my first buck, and my 2 parents were with me, and it's the best time of my life.
Well, that's a deer that I came in here hoping to see. You know, we drove 2.5 hours. He hasn't been on camera since December 14th or so. I've got history with him. He's been on this farm in previous years. This year he made a nice jump. He's a mainframe 6x6, real heavy, split brows, kickers. I mean, just a giant of a deer.
I couldn't be more excited with this buck. Iowa public land, truly, truly a great buck. What a stud.
Here he is, the Big Ten. This deer has had my number. I've said that 1,000 times, but there's no other way to put it. The chase for this deer was second to none. It was really cool. It's hard to put into words. how fun this journey has been with this deer. It's a little bittersweet, obviously, as it always is. But man, it just doesn't get any better than this.
Let's tripod. I gotta call Collins. I gotta call Collins and Casey and Josh. I gotta call the boys. I've been hunting this deer for 3 years and I just got him on the ground. Yes!
I love my team, I love my friends. The chase for this deer, he won every single time except today.
Dude's right there. He just tumbled down right here in the hole. He didn't make it anywhere. He's dead right there, dude. You did it, dude. It was perfect. This is what we dream of. Can't believe that. Cannot believe that.
I've been hunting that deer. I've been hunting that deer for 4 years. Yes!
Today's episode brings to close yet another season of Midwest Whitetail, and I just want to pop in on behalf of the entire team and say thank you. Thank you for the support all season long. You guys as the viewers are what makes this show successful, and it's always been that way. You know, this year was a year of transition, obviously. As most of you guys know, Bill sold his farm and decided to step away from filming his hunts and pursue other things. You know, that's great. We wish him the very best moving forward, and you never know, we could find ways to work together on projects in the future. But the good thing is, a precedent has been set for what Midwest Whitetail is, and no matter what that group is in front of the camera, that won't ever change. And the truth is, we don't know. You know, some guys could leave, some guys could come back. It's just part of this business. But that core of what Midwest Whitetail is will never change. The storytelling, the education, you know, that is a successful formula for Midwest Whitetail, and that will always continue. Looking ahead, the off-season series is slated to start at the end of February, and if you have specific ideas or things you want us to cover, feel free to reach out to us or let us know in the comments. We have some pretty cool additions we plan on bringing to that show, but we're always open to new suggestions as well. In the meantime, we hope everyone has a safe and healthy new year, hopefully better than what 2020 was. We'll be back at the end of February, and thanks again for watching Midwest Whitetail.